All right. Hi, everyone. Good morning. Almost how many students have joined in? Great. Around 105 participants. Good, good. I hope everyone got the invite and was able to log into the session. Now, first things first, are you guys able to see the screen? And are you guys able to hear me? So right now, because the number of participants are more, I have put everyone on forced mute to begin with. As and when we will become more and more comfortable with each other, we will remove these restrictions. But it becomes important for me to first keep things under control to begin with. Right. So right now, you will only be able to chat with me, not amongst yourselves. And you will be right now kept on force mute. And if you want to say something, right, then there is a feature of raising your hand. I hope you guys are familiar with the feature of Zoom that you can raise your hand. And once you raise your hand, then I'll unmute you selectively. And then you can discuss, you can ask question or say something, whatever you would want. You can also ask your doubts and questions in the chat also. However, sometimes because there are so many students who like just chat in that box, sometimes I might be able or might not be able to see a message. So in that case, do raise your hand and ask me a doubt. All right, so let's begin our introductions first. Okay, let me, can you guys see my video as well? Great. So welcome everyone. Welcome to this first session of chemistry lectures. So my name is Gaurav Jasoria. Short code would be GJCH. Like GJ stands for Gaurav and my surname Jasoria, whereas CH stands for chemistry. I'm sure you have all the funny ideas going around in your head that what are these short forms and what is this new thing that is coming to us. So it's absolutely okay because right now you are getting familiarized with this new concept. Also, so to give you a background, I myself have been, through the same journey that you guys are. I did my preparation like you guys like, long back, and I did my examination. I was able to get a chemical engineering seat in IIT Bombay. So I passed out long back in 2011, and after that, I have been in multiple fields and changing my career paths. But since for the past 5 years, I would say I have been with PACE. And I'll be taking care of your physical chemistry portion to begin with. So this was a brief background about myself. मेरे बारे में like और stories and और anecdotes आप लोगों को मिलते रहेंगे as we progress. So I hope everyone is fine with the mixed use of language, English as well as some Hindi. Or do we have only English guys? Because beach mein I would be insulting you sometimes, and for that I would be using a lot of one-liners. So pardon me for that upfront advance mein. Ha. So to right Vibhushita, right. To begin with, yes, like that is what you will be focusing on to begin with. And then there will be other aspects to it also which you will be taken care of. Like, don't worry on that front. Now, ye to, okay, Arav has raised his hand. Let me, okay, find you, Arav. Okay, no, it was, I think, by mistake. All right, so to give a, or to get a quick background about you guys also, can you, on the chat box, let me know about the backgrounds from where you guys have been studying in, like which board I would want to understand most of you are in. So how many students are there from CBSE? All right, so good, a big chunk. Like in the chat box, you can let me know. Great. Okay. So a good chunk. Okay, we have Arav who's doing homeschooling. That's great, Arav. It's a bold concept. All right, how many students from ICSC? अच्छा, I think ICSC का strength ज़्यादा है. Now I'm getting a lot of messages. Great, great. Okay, from IB or IGCSE? Good, good. Are there any students from the state board? Oh, that's wonderful. There are some students. That's great. Of late, I think many students from state board are also proactively getting into competitive exam preparations. Otherwise, थोड़ा state boards के students का inclination कम रहता है. That's great. Good. And I'm assuming that almost all of you are currently studying in class 10th. Great. Good. So you guys have currently your board examinations in front of you. All right. So good to know about you guys and your backgrounds. Ab dheere dheere, like as things progress, as we will be going through these lectures, we will be getting to know each other more. It is not going to be as it was in case of the offline manner, but yes, we will try to make do best with what we have. I'm sure right now, or in fact, up till now, most of you have got accustomed to this online method of teaching. Different teachers have different method that are being adopted. There is no, holy grail or standardization that has happened till now. But I will be using a method of screen sharing. So as you know, this is a screen in front of you, and I will be writing on this screen, and I will be switching off my video feed. Like that is going to only act as a distraction. So I will be taking off the video screen, as you can see, and I will be focusing on this whiteboard in front of you. We will be sometimes, watching certain images, certain text, certain video files also on this platform itself. And as I'm teaching, like as I said, I will keep you guys on force mute, and selectively, if you have doubts, you can raise your hands and then I'll unmute you. Now, before we get into the details of chemistry altogether, thoda sa I would also want to know from your side as well, how many of you have some background information about JEE examination. Okay, not at a parent level. I'm sure there are some parents who are also attending the lecture, but at an individual student level. Like how many of you have some friend or elder sister, elder brother who have, or cousins or family friends, like who have been through this journey, and you have some idea. All right, good, good. So, Dhruv, do you want to share something?
No, so not much. I had this friend of mine who had cracked IIT, and he's helped me out. There's this junior college as well as there's a tie up with the board, CBSE Prodhan. So how I can go about on my opportunities after 12th, and if I crack IIT or even if you don't. So what are the other options? So he's helped me out in that way.
Great, great, great. In fact, we have a lot of students. Like there is Vibhushita, there is Natanya, there is Agrima, like who have their elder brothers or sisters. In fact, Vibhushita ke to dad bhi IITian hai. Great, good to know. And that really, acts as a good initial boost in terms of the know-how of how this preparation and how this examination is. Then on the flip side, are there students who have no idea absolutely? Just parents ने बोल दिया कि भाई like you attend this space kind of place, right? So we have
Yeah.
Manav. Manav Aditya, can I call you Manav?
Yes, sir. Sure.
Great, Manav. So good. So I would appreciate your honesty because generally students feel shy about this, that they will not come up with such problems. They will like कि हाँ class में तो बैठ गए हैं but पता नहीं है किस चीज का है. So is that the case with you?
No, I know that JEE is like the entrance exam for IIT, but I don't know much about it other than that.
Good, good. So it's absolutely fine because that is what this journey would be about. Wherein in today's lecture, I will try to bring in some introduction. I will like to bring in some contrast in terms of how the board examinations versus comparative examinations are, and especially from the point of view of J. However, like to get some idea from your side, there are students I'm sure who would have appeared for competitive exams before, like some exams like NTSC or STSC or Olympiads, right? I'm assuming that many of you have gone through those IPM, correct? So anyone who would want to spare a minute or two in terms of elaborating, how these competitive exams are different as compared to your regular school curriculum, school method of testing, the board examinations. All right, great. We have Kunal.
Yeah, so one of the main differences, I guess, is in competitive exams, all of the questions are multiple choice questions, whereas in school exams, we have subjective questions. And then also
Great.
in competitive exams, like most of the questions are fact based, whereas in school exams, in some subjects, you have to give your own opinion and stuff like that.
Correct, correct. All right.
Also, sir, in competitive exams, some exams have negative marking, where in school exams, there's no negative.
Right, right, right. That is going to be like, especially in the beginning, that is going to be a lesson learned the hard way when like आपके like जो honest efforts वाले marks आ रहे थे वो भी चले जाएंगे because of your blind guesses. But yeah, that is something which you will learn. हाँ. All right. So we have Meet also.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Meet.
As I am in SSC board, and the major difference I find is in the school syllabus is in school exams,
Mhm.
easy difficulty level is not much as compared to JE exams.
Mhm.
The difficulty level is a bit higher.
Definitely correct. Okay, we have Vibhusita. Bolo Vibhu.
Good morning, sir. So in school exams, we know our position. So, but in competitive exams, we are able to compete with the whole nation. So we get to know where our position will lie.
Great, great, great. That is in fact one of the, I would want to highlight as the first and the most important difference. When we talk about competitive exams, in case of board examinations, like you have percentage, there is hardly any concept of ranking, versus in competitive examinations you are going to work with rank, or as we now call it, percentile, which is a way of ranking, just a more or I should say more fancy and more motivating way of ranking that comes along. So yes, that is the first and the most important difference that I would bring in forward in front of you, because now the relative marking, how you are performing versus your peers, is going to make a difference. Board examinations may you did not worry about the competition as such, you were focused primarily on improvising yourself, that you remember a lot of information, articulate it really well, right? And that is what helps you. However, for these competitive examinations, you need to benchmark yourself, right? I would say, I would also add a word over here. This word is called as benchmarking. Like, so it kind of puts in a, I would say, a serious tone towards competitive examination, that you would need to be aware about how you are doing at a national level, right? Wherein you were more concerned with absolute marks in the board examinations versus rank, right? So you would need to here understand how your performance is. All right. So given this one important difference, there was this another difference which was also highlighted in the beginning itself, and that is paper pattern. That is also a crucial and a very important difference between board examinations and these competitive examinations. Now, I'm not sure if you guys are completely aware about J advanced ka paper pattern, and that is where I do have a slide on it, in terms of just not to scare you away. Okay, don't get scared at all. This is something which comes as a new piece of information to you. But there is this important aspect to the pattern, to the way in which questions are being asked. So this is the recent JEE Advanced examination ka pattern in front of you. Now in JEE Advanced, the examination is of two papers. Each paper is of 3 hours. So there is paper 1 and there is paper 2. Both happen on the same day. And one paper ka timing is in the morning. Most likely it will be 9 to 12. And the second paper ka timing is from 2 to 5. Now, both these paper consists of sections belonging to physics, chemistry, and maths. Whereas in paper 2, it's also the same. You have physics, chemistry, and maths again being asked. Now, in paper 1, as you would notice, the pattern, the way in which questions are being asked. Okay, these are the instructions that in fact change year to year. So this is the latest one. So in which, let's say we talked about, say, physics as the subject. In this physics subject, there are 3 sections, and there are 3 different types of questions that are being asked. So in the first section within physics, you will have questions which are only one choice correct. Like you will be given 4 options, and out of those 4 options, you will have one option which is the correct. So this is like the normal MCQ that you come across. However, there is a catch. There is a catch of negative marks. So you need to answer correctly. Otherwise, you end up getting negative marks. Then you have questions which are multiple choice but can have one or more options correct also. These are the ones which are really tricky ones. These are the ones in which, like, you will really need to get trained in terms of how to answer such questions, because they contain, as you can notice over here, they contain partial marks as well as negative marks. So maybe if you don't know the answer completely, you can still get partial marks if you answer selective options correctly. But yes, any mistake that you do is getting heavily penalized. Like any, like this is something which I consider very, brutal from the exam perspective also, because they kind of have a -2 score for negative marks if you mark any incorrect option. And then there are numerical types. In these numerical types, you don't have any option in front of you. You will have a simple text box in which you will have to put in the numerical answer. Now, sometimes, as you will notice, there are 2 cases that happens. Sometimes you might have to do, rigorous calculation. And when I say rigorous, like they help in calculations, they design the data in a manner that, it is not time taking. Like for example, if in certain question, say root 2 will be used. So in the question, they will mention that use root 2 as 1.4. And then you will have to substitute that and do the calculations and report the answers up till 2 decimal places in a correct manner. And sometimes they design the data in such a manner that you get integer answers. So you will get 0 to 9 integer values that you can report. And these other are also again the same, that one or more than one or the numerical value. But as you can see, that the paper pattern is something which is, quite different. Okay? This is something which is, you yourself can look at the previous year papers. They are publicly available on the websites of IITs. However, this different kind of a paper pattern requires not just practice of giving the papers, but also, which brings me to the third point, a different approach with which you will have to now study, especially your topics of physics, chemistry, and maths. So in board examinations, like your skill set or the primary skill sets that you were focusing on is, remembering the information in whatever subjects that you are being taught, and articulating your answers really well in good handwriting, in a very sequential manner, making each point come out very clearly. However, in case of these comparative examinations, there is another skill set that you will be working on most, and these are what we call as analytical skills. This is, in other words, also called as problem solving skill. Now this is what I would say a very important difference, a very important skill set that not just helps you in these examinations, but also in future. It prepares you for a lot of unknowns that you are going to encounter in general in life. So to put this in perspective, I'm sure that you guys are aware about this thing, that let's say when students pass out from IITs, NITs, BITS, and even the state engineering colleges also, right? It is not that everyone ends up into core engineering fields. Like students do end up into various other domains, like they end up into non-engineering domains like consulting, like banking, like nowadays we have students who have started working up on their own ideas, right? In fact, nowadays we come across students and I would not say students, like they have made a name for themselves in entertainment domain also, right? You would have come across the TVF, you would have come across many stand-up comedians, like to you name it, and there are so many diverse fields in which a lot of students who did their undergraduation from IITs, NITs, and BITS and these other colleges, they like end up into all those other domains. And one thing which is common across all of them is the fact that their problem solving skills, their analytical skills are really well, are really good. And these are the kind of skills actually which help you in the long run. It is something where I would say in a simple way, if I was to define it, it is your ability to connect dots. That while you will be preparing for these examinations, see, you will be taught this way of thinking, that how I have to approach a problem, how I have to find out new ways of solving a problem based on some limited knowledge that I would have studied in the class. And this critical way of thinking is what you guys will need to really work on. Okay, because and this becomes all the more important because and I say this to all the students, because in today's world, see, when you will be preparing, when you will be in the zone of preparing for these examinations, the content that will be available to you is like on your fingertips. For example, if I will share a question, I will start teaching, and then in the middle of the chapter I will start teaching and share a question with you. If you google that question, you might find that question, or you might find a variation of that question, and the solution will be readily available for you. However, by taking this shortcut, you would deprive yourself of developing this analytical skill. This analytical skill, it comes with a lot of struggling with questions, coming up with own way of trying to solve those problems which have not been taught to you in class. So you don't really just mug up ki, okay, this is what has been taught to me in the class, and then just apply it, parrot it out. That will not work. You will need to put in a lot of struggle, and that is why this preparation of J, this preparation of these other competitive examination is what something is much different from your board examinations. So this was you can say small introduction which I wanted to take you guys through, so that you guys are aware about the different journey that you are going to explore now. And that is what is going to be the crux of it. And of course, while this journey goes on, there are so many questions and doubts that you are going to come across, and sometimes there are very existential doubts that you come across. Like in the middle of the study, will be like, why is it that I need to get into like this preparation? Like I have seen so many examples of students who study so hard for JEE examination, and then they leave engineering, they just get into other domains. So of course, that's one linear way of thinking, that okay, you studied X and you did like X dash, you did what you just studied, and corresponding to that you worked on that. But when you think about life in general, it is not that linear. It is not just that do this and then do this and do this. There are so many branches that you come across. And right now, when you get into these engineering colleges, they provide you that avenue, they provide you that opportunity to actually explore all things around you, not just stick with the fact that okay, in class 10th or in class 12th you made up a decision of taking up engineering, so now you have to just stick to that. Because many students aren't aware about their choices, their preferences when they start with. And that is what that flexibility which was needed long back has now come into the system quite clearly. And students are able to get into various domains with the help of the ecosystem around them, right? So it's nahi hai ki it's that you are into say an IIT or an NIT and then you are stuck with that. You get a peer group which helps you or exposes you to all things in general, and that is what is the struggle about. That is what you guys are now striving for, to get into that peer group. All right, so with that said, let me now introduce you guys to this new chapter that we are going to focus on. In the meantime, if you guys, I can do a quick 5-minute questionnaire also, 5-10 minutes. If you guys have any questions, go right ahead and I'll try and answer them. I think somebody had raised their hands in between. So Kunal had raised. Bolo Kunal.
No, sir, I guess I raised it by mistake.
Okay, understood. Okay, so we have Tanish. Tanish.
Sir,
Bolo.
hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Sir, before starting, can you give us a brief about physical chemistry?
Yes. I will.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
All right. So then there is another question which has come from Raghav. Section 2. Section 2 is also same, Raghav. It is something which is again a 3-hour paper divided into 3 subjects: physics, chemistry, and maths. And in each one, you have these different kind of sections, or you can say different kind of questions that are being asked. So not just the type of question is different, but their marking schemes, that is also different. So I'm sure that okay, Vibhushita has a doubt, sir. What after JEE? So you are right, Vibhushita. That is an important question to think of. But right now, as I said, there will be so many avenues to explore and understand. And in order to explore those avenues, you need to come out of the shell that you are in right now. Okay, right now you are restricted to your school, and the peer group that you have is limited in terms of say the geography and some factors which decided that okay, this is what you will be growing with. But when you appear for these competitive examinations, they give you an opportunity for getting into the best of the best. And that is where once you get into that college, that branch, that place of your preference, then new opportunities open up for you. And that is where what after JEE questions, kind of questions get answered. Marks change hote rehte hain, guys, so don't worry about maximum marks and all. So if you are thinking about these marks that are there, this changes every year. ठीक है, ऐसा नहीं है कि एक फिक्स्ड नंबर ऑफ मार्क्स का ही पेपर पूछा जाता है. So this year, if you would just add these up and multiply by 3, you will get the total marks that were there. But it might change with the coming year. हाँ, मेंस का पैटर्न जनरली फिक्स्ड रहता है. जेई मेंस का पैटर्न इज that is something which is fixed. वैसे इस साल अब चेंज हो रहा है because of COVID reasons and because of the reduced syllabus, and the syllabus got reduced to different extent in different boards. So this year there are some changes that are happening to mains ka syllabus also, as in mains ka paper pattern also. They are putting in certain optional questions, so that if you were not able to cover those chapters as part of your school preparation, then you can skip those questions. Your opportunity of scoring maximum marks isn't hampered. So those are some ways. हाँ, आपको स्वरा, you will get an answer to all these questions definitely. This is all publicly available information, that what is a rank that corresponds to which college, to which branch. ये पूरा database that is available, and it comes in handy to you once you are towards the end of your examination, towards the results have come in, right? So Akshat is asking me, sir, what was your AIR? No, I don't mind answering that, Akshat. My All India rank was 967. So this was something which was which helped me get into chemical engineering at IIT Bombay. But long back. हाँ, so अभी just थोड़ी देर पहले I had a question regarding how chemistry is in general when we come to class 11th and 12th. So to give you a brief introduction, and this is something which you guys may be already aware about, that when you will be studying for competitive examinations like advanced, you will have both 11th and 12th class ka syllabus combined that is going to be asked. Right? Abhi kaisa ho raha tha, in every year in school, like your final examination consisted of the exam of the syllabus that was restricted to your boards itself. However, in these competitive examinations, you will have class 11th and 12th combined syllabus that is going to be asked. And in that, when you will talk about chemistry, we will break that into three parts. Primarily, there is physical chemistry, there is organic, and there's going to be inorganic chemistry. Now, broadly speaking, all three of them have almost the same weightage. The weightage kind of gets confusing, or I would say the boundaries kind of get blurred, because JEE Advanced, especially JEE Advanced, has a habit of making questions which include concepts from, say, physical and inorganic combined together, from physical and organic combined together. So to put a very strict weightage that this much is physical, this much is organic, this much is inorganic, it won't be actually a accurate way of putting it, because you are going to come across questions which will have concepts from multiple chapters. So broadly speaking, yes, you can have a weightage of almost equal. हाँ, बोलो ध्रुव. In terms of numbers of chapters, yes. So you can say you will end up at around, I would say, 40 chapters. I'm not sure about the exact number, because sometimes around 40 chapters, I would say. ठीक है, वैसे ऐसे क्वेश्चन आपको पूछने नहीं चाहिए विभूषिता, लाइक बच्चे डर जाएंगे. So of course this is something which isn't as hard as it just looks to begin with. You guys will be able to manage it, definitely. So in total, not physical, I'm talking about in total in chemistry. Okay. Now physical chemistry, all of them, they are spread into class 11th and 12th. ऐसा नहीं है that however, yes, this is physical chemistry is what we are going to start with. Okay, then we are going to also talk about certain basic inorganic chemistry chapters like periodic properties and bonding to begin with, and then towards the, let's say, 5 to 6 months done with your preparation here at with base, आपका organic chemistry का portion भी start होगा. ठीक है? And the reference material is also something which will vary from physical to organic to inorganic. However, right now, you shouldn't be bothered much with buying books right away. Right now, when we are going to start with, I'm going to just ask you to refer to NCRT as one reference material, and the other will be PACE booklet. Okay, and of course, the class notes that we are going to work with. As and when we get more accustomed to the method of problem solving, the aspects of numerical discussions in these chapters, then I will expose you to more books that will be catering to variety of problem solving, but that will come with the time. Abhi, right now, don't get ahead of yourself. Don't try to start accumulating a lot of books and then getting confused between what to study from where. Okay. Have you guys received, so NCRT booklet, this is available online, like for free. You can download these books from the NCRT website itself. So that is something easy to work with. Have you guys received the PACE booklet? Not yet. Okay. So you are going to, okay, maybe
Excuse me,
after.
sir.
हाँ ध्रुव बोलो.
So I had a doubt. So many people say that inorganic is very tough, and you can leave it. So is that true? Like, can you leave it if you find it tough?
Okay, so this is something which is commonly said by students who aren't looking for a rank. They are just looking to get done with the examination.
Okay.
Because inorganic chemistry is something which makes or breaks your rank. See, if you are aiming कि मेरा सिर्फ सिलेक्शन हो जाए, ठीक है, मतलब I don't really care much about my rank, like I'm just able to get into an IIT or I'm just able to get into an NIT, and as a result I wish to leave inorganic and just focus on maths, physics and these other aspects of chemistry, then it does work. It does work for students. However, if you are looking for a rank, then
Okay.
it makes no sense to leave a subject. In fact, I would not even recommend to leave a chapter. Okay, and I'll put in a simple thought process in front of you. See, when paper is designed, when it is a mains ka paper or advanced ka paper that is designed, the paper designers, they design the paper in such a manner that around 30% of the paper will be easy. It will be something which students from all backgrounds, like from all different boards, from different social economic backgrounds, they should be comfortable in answering such questions. Then
Okay.
around 40%, okay, 40 to 50% of the paper, they would put in a medium difficulty level or some tricky questions that will be put in. And around 20% of the paper is something which will be hard. This will be really something just may, like, even teachers struggle sometimes. Like, they are not those questions which are straightforward off the bat that you are able to answer it. Like, even for me, every year when I look at the JEE advanced examination, there are some questions in which I'll have to really think through that this is something new. So there are these aspects to paper design that happens. Now imagine if you would have left a chapter and उस chapter का easy question आ गया. So you lost that opportunity of scoring an easy question. So that is where it is not recommended for any student to leave chapters as a whole. So my advice typically to those students who find inorganic to be a bit difficult and something which they are not able to comprehend, I tell them कि भाई आप at least NCRT तो करो.
Okay.
You at least do NCRT level of inorganic ka portion, and then at pace we provide them with question banks. We provide them with question banks which are directly correlated with NCRT. So you read and then you solve questions, you read and then you solve questions, you read and then you solve questions, and that helps you at least memorize and remember the easier or the simpler aspects of the chapter, so that
Okay.
if an easy question or a medium question comes in, you at least have some chance. ठीक है, टफ आएगा सबके लिए,
Yeah.
डिफिकल्ट आएगा, ठीक है,
हाँ.
वो नहीं भी कर पाए तो इट्स ओके.
Okay. Fine. Thank you.
ठीक है. हाँ, so as I was talking about, yes, the PACE booklet, that is something which I'll be sharing with you. And in terms of teaching methodology, यहाँ पर आप notice करना. So there will be 3 important aspects to how we are going to progress. I am sure that आप लोगों के lectures सिर्फ Sunday को होने वाले हैं, because your primary focus is your board examinations का preparations. So we will not be taking up much time of yours. So there will be like Sunday Zoom lectures, which are these live lectures. Now, alongside with this, there are a few important learnings that I would want each one of you to, put in as habit, ताकि this program becomes more and more effective for you. That on the same day, ठीक है, जब आपके Zoom lectures थे सुबह में, ठीक है, on the same day or at max Monday, जो भी क्लास में पढ़ाया था, ठीक है, on that particular day, you please do a revision of it. ठीक है, and when I say revision, please, it will not be rereading, it will be rather resolving, because our focus will be more on numericals and problem solvings. So you don't just read information, right? You work on it, you try to develop your approach of problem solving and do homework. Okay, this is to be immediately done on the same day or on the next day. Okay, you shouldn't postpone this, that अब अगला लेक्चर अगले संडे होगा, तो फिर हम लोग उसके पहले सैटरडे को कभी होमवर्क करेंगे. यू विल रियली स्ट्रगल इफ यू डेवलप दैट हैबिट. प्लीज इंश्योर दैट संडे को अगर लेक्चर है तो ऑन द सेम संडे और the next day itself you get done with your revision and homework. And the day before the Zoom lecture, like on Saturday, okay, day before Zoom session, collate your doubts. You will have doubts not just from the homework, but also some conceptual doubts also that you might have. So collate your doubts before that Zoom session itself. Now, although it's not necessary that you only ask your doubts in the Zoom sessions, we will also have a dedicated WhatsApp group. Although after this new update over the data policy of WhatsApp, it has become an increasing debate as to whether we should abandon WhatsApp or not. Have you guys heard of the new privacy policy that WhatsApp has started rolling out? हाँ बोलो विनायक.
Sir, in the new WhatsApp policy, sir, they said that they would store some of our data with them in their server room.
Right. So this is one simplified way of putting it, but yeah, matlab in other words, they are asking that we will read your chats no matter what
Now we
you.
can use, sir, a Telegram, sir. Means many are using Telegram, sir. It's a very good app also.
Correct. So, anyways, like, ठीक है, don't want to get into that debate right now. So right now we will have that WhatsApp group with us, okay, and this will be especially I will be making for chemistry. So as part of that WhatsApp group, we will be, you know, collectively working towards doubts and sharing of content. So I will be recording these Zoom sessions. I will be recording these lectures. I will be taking a print of these lectures. Like for example, what I have taught. So uska, let's say if you were not able to copy, or if you were, for some reason got dropped out because of internet connection. So don't get worried about that part, because sometimes because of students dropping off, then they put in requests, sir, can you repeat what just happened? So that becomes a menace, in the middle of the class, that I keep on repeating what was just taught. So what I do in general is I ask the students to not worry about that right away, because post that class, I will be sharing the Zoom recording as well as the lecture notes, so that anything anything you missed on is something that you can cover, readily. So this is the method in which, broadly speaking, we will be progressing. And of course, I will be sharing certain, questions of the week, some assignment, some, tricky questions for everyone to work on throughout the week, so that ऐसा नहीं कि हमारा like interaction zero हो जाए, like we only meet on Sundays. So I will be sharing that. I will be creating that WhatsApp group and sharing with everyone. So right now I haven't done that because this is the first lecture that you guys have with me. So once done, we will be, on board on that also. All right. Now, related to this, any questions, any doubts you guys have broadly on the points that I have just spoken about? All right. Okay, so Vinayak has one doubt. Bolo Vinayak.
Sir, I was telling, sir, in flagship, sir, till how much chapter you were able to complete?
So see, depend karega that till when your classes are going to be there, because depending upon your board examinations, we will have to like make sure that you get adequate time for preparation of that. So based on that, I would be able to answer that how much are we going to be able to complete in terms of number of chapters. But the first chapter that we are going to start with is going to be atomic structure.
Sir, are we able to reach organic?
No, not in this part, not to start right away. We'll be focusing first on this atomic structure part. And आप लोग notice करोगे that when we will be studying atomic structure, I will be teaching you from the perspective of advanced examination. So we will be going in depth. We will be actually, not, scratching the surface. We will actually go into, those concepts which you might have not studied in your junior classes yet. So atomic structure as a chapter is something which everyone, almost all of you have studied in your school boards from your textbooks, like, Dalton's theory and protons and neutrons and all of that. However, as part of preparing for the advanced examination, I will go into the depths of certain theories and certain aspects which you have not covered. Like there will be, Planck's quantum theory, there will be atomic spectrum, and getting into details of those spectrums. There will be, let's say, Bohr's model आप लोगों ने पढ़ा है, but Bohr's model के भी certain versions which are relevant more from the advanced perspective. So we are going to do this from the point that you are studying it for the advanced. ठीक है? हाँ, of course, all those quantum mechanical model, that is of course going to be there. ठीक है? All right. So now let me begin this part of the chapter, and in order to help you get started, okay, there is this chronological perspective with which we are going to study this chapter. What do I mean by chronological perspective? Like, we are going to start our discussion with the earlier experiments that were done, which helped discover these I would say subatomic particles like electrons and protons, and based on that the model of atom started to form, and we will go through those theories or different models of atom in a step-by-step manner, and then finally work towards the modern model of atom. So broadly speaking, there will be a part of the chapter which is before the QM model. What is this? What does this mean? This is called as quantum mechanical model of atom. And I would put the second part of this chapter as towards the quantum mechanical model. Now, this is something that you have seen in your junior classes. So we will be going through some important concepts of it and leaving out the basics. We will not, QM stands for quantum mechanical. Okay. So आएगा धीरे धीरे you will be able to get a grip on what does quantum mechanical mean. However, this will be the important part which is of late of a more interest, and before the quantum mechanical part, I will be going through the important concepts but not spending too much time on the basics, the theories. Okay, so I will be asking you to refer to some text from NCRT as well as from booklet, and that will be the theory part. However, will not spend a lot of time in the class trying to redictate and rework on that. Okay, so I will be putting forward some screenshots over here, and as a result you might not get the opportunity to copy those notes properly. Okay, but as I said, that don't worry, if you did lag behind in certain question, in certain point, in certain theory, so you can leave that space and baad mein you will be able to fill that up. Okay, so don't be worried about that part. All right, so as a quick start, okay, to make things interesting, मैं बहुत देर से बोले जा रहा हूँ आप लोगों के लिए. Let me give you guys a video to watch, and then I would want to do a quick 10-minute discussion over it. Okay, I hope you guys are able to open YouTube on your respective browsers. आपके parental controls होंगे, but I hope some important videos which are not Heisenberg's principle. Just give me one moment. Yep, got it. All right, so I'm sharing this on the chat. Let me know if you are able to click on this. Okay, great. So it's a minute or 2-minute video. So go ahead and watch this video, and then come back. All right, great. So I hope almost everyone was able to watch the video. All right, great. So what happened in this video? What was this experimental setup? Have you guys come across this before? Of course you guys have. These are cathode rays. This is something that you have studied in your notebook in your junior classes, that there is this experiment which done helped discover cathode rays, and those cathode rays were then further analyzed and then later termed as electrons. याद है जूनियर क्लासेस में आप लोगों ने पढ़ा था ये? I'm sure every one of you has studied this cathode ray experiment. So good, today you now got to actually see the actual experiment of how it is done. And this is something more I would say curiosity provoking as compared to just that image that you come across in your textbooks that okay, there is some cathode, some anode, and then there is cathode rays which were emitted. So let me take you through this video in a step-by-step manner. So this in front of you, where my mouse is pointing out, this is the glass tube. And on one hand side, on the left hand side, you have cathode, and on the right hand side, you have anode, right? There is a, you can see a pipe attached over here. This pipe is there to, this pipe is there to create a vacuum. It sucks out the air out of this tube. And then behind this there is a generator. It is something which is used to generate a high potential difference. Okay. So this is something which generates a high potential difference across this glass tube. And now they have started it. This is the generator working. Okay, this is not the tube, this is the generator. And now they are showing the tube. So in the tube, like as you can see, there is some strange pink glow. So they have done a dark room so that you can see the glow, you can see the glow created by these rays in a more clear manner. So initially there is this pink glow which is there inside the tube. Okay. And you can see this pump working. Can you see this pump working? Like it is sucking out the air. It is creating a low pressure inside. Initially there was air present inside, but now this pump is sucking out the air and it is creating a low pressure inside. Now, when there is sufficient low pressure that is created, this green glow starts to appear. And this is what aroused the curiosity of the scientists, that what is this green glow that is present in this experimental setup. And this is what was then understood as cathode rays. So what really happened through this experiment? Okay, that is something which we are going to explore in details. Oops, not this screen. Which we are going to explore in the upcoming class. That how the discovery of electrons happened, and this is not just this particular like simple experiment that happened. There are certain modifications that happened, and why those modifications were done, why the low pressure was there, why the pink glow was there to begin with, and why is there this green glow. I'm sure you guys have all those questions which we would want to explore. Okay, so I will leave this to first for you to explore and understand. See, I have considered this like a introductory assignment, that I have shared with you this very important initial experiment that led to the discovery of electrons, that led to the discovery of these subatomic particles. And there were certain aspects to this experiment which are crucial. Like, for example, you had cathode and anode and a high potential difference that was applied. Then you had very low pressure inside the tube. Like what we did with the low pressure was that we removed the air out of it. Like, we didn't want the air to play a blocking role, because it would have played it initially played a blocking role in terms of preventing those cathode rays from reaching from one side to the other side. Okay, so that is the reason why a lot of air was removed out. In fact, modern day setups have almost vacuum inside, so that the electrons can move from one end to the other end and then cast a shadow, cast a glow, and all those things. So yes, we are going to explore all these concepts in detail. But as for today, I just wanted to, start our interaction on those lines. That it will be more of a discussion, more of an interactive session, rather than just putting forward theoretical points and you mugging up all of them. So we will spend or start our discussion in the next class from this particular experiment, with you being more aware about it. ठीक है, तो आप इस पे थोड़ा सा पढ़ो, and I will be sharing that WhatsApp group with everyone. I will be sharing the NCRTs, I will be sharing the booklet, and would want you guys to explore things first at your level, and then we'll do that discussion. Okay, now I will so there is a doubt from Arav. Bolo Arav.
Good morning, sir.
Haan.
Sir, while you were talking about books, I wanted to ask that do you suggest to refer any books rather than NCRT and PACE booklet?
Of course I would, but not to start with.
Okay.
Not to
No,
start.
main only for problem solving. If you are taking organic, then how to find the IUPAC nomenclature for that problem solving.
Right. So uske liye bhi, yes, you will have a reference with you. Like, for example, when we'll talk about IUPAC nomenclature, so in that also you have generally when organic का बात आता है ना, ठीक है, organic में it is the class notes which become the most important source for you.
Okay.
Because organic में what happens is that if you refer to the books of standard authors,
yes,
they write the books from the perspective of कि आपको organic में MSc करनी है, तो उसमें वो इतना एक्स्ट्रा नॉलेज डाल के रखते हैं that it becomes really difficult for you to identify कि जेई के लिए मेरे को कितना important information grasp करना है. And that is where organic ke liye it is specially recommended to students that you focus more and more only on the class notes. Once class notes ke sath you become comfortable, then you can venture into books, and then you will be able to selectively see कि क्या information काम का है, क्या information काम का नहीं है.
Okay.
ठीक है.
Thank you, sir.
So as I said that right now, don't worry much about the books and all. Right now, I'll be just asking you to refer to NCERT and the PACE का booklet, because उसमें हम लोगों ने content इस तरीके से डाला हुआ है that it has a learning curve. पहले basic पढ़ लेंगे, फिर उसके ऊपर का discuss करेंगे.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
हाँ, बोलो मानव.
So in the experiment, why do they start the vacuum after they begin the experiment? Why can't they do it before?
They could. I deliberately chose this experiment because after studying about the green glow, which will be cathode rays, I will be talking about the pink glow, which will be anode rays.
Okay.
Okay, so you will explore this experiment with me, and it will help us to clearly understand what was the origins towards understanding the structure of atom.
Fine, sir. Thank you.
Anushri, you can raise your hand and I'll unmute you. Or maybe you don't know how to raise your hand. हाँ, बोलो अनुश्री. हाँ हाँ. No, I think you got unmute again. Okay, I'll unmute you. Bolo.
So, what does the anode ray consist of? What is the anode ray?
We'll talk about it. Short answer is it is positively charged gaseous ions. हाँ, बोलो मीत.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Sir, why was a black patch developed between the two pink glows?
Those are also something interesting. They are called as Faraday's dark spaces, but वो थोड़ा सा I would say off topic हो जाएगा. That will be something not directly related to our discovery of cathode and anode, cathode ray particles and anode ray particles.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
ठीक है. Good. So I think अब आप लोगों के questions आना शुरू हो गए हैं. Natanya, in that experiment, left hand side, while looking at the screen, left hand side was cathode and right hand side was anode. Okay. So yes, good that I will be sharing one more link with you. Okay. I will not ask you to watch that right now. Okay, just give me one moment. I will share one more link with you so that once I ask you to read through the NCERT, then you can explore that link also. Okay. Not this one. NCERT in class 11th, right? I'll be sharing in that WhatsApp group. So I have shared one more video with you. Don't go ahead and like watch that video right now, but do open it up in a tab and keep it, because once I close the lecture, then the chats and all will go away. So I gave you two links. One was given in the beginning. You can use that that link and save it in one tab, and open this and save it in another tab. Right. There's fun with CRTs. Now we will talk about it in the next class and understand how this experiment was also modified. Okay, so watch these two lectures along with some NCERT text that I will be sharing with you on the WhatsApp groups, and then we will begin our discussion from here only in the next class. Okay, I have to cut today's lecture a bit short. Today was the first introductory lecture, so I don't really want to get into the semantics right away. So we will close the lecture here itself, and we will start our discussion from these cathode ray experiments. All right. In the meantime, before we close, any doubts you have? Bolo Raghav.
सर आई वुड लाइक टू आस्क सर, आप जो व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप का लिंक है सर, लिंक इनवाइट आप इस चैट पे पोस्ट कर दीजिए ना.
नहीं, अभी मैंने क्रिएट नहीं करा है. अभी आई
अच्छा.
विल क्रिएट इट एंड देन आई विल बी शेयरिंग इट.
अनदर थिंग सर, एनसीईआरटी की बुक्स ऑनलाइन मतलब क्या टाइप करना है उसको?
Just type atomic structure class 11th NCERT PDF and you will get the official link.
Oh, okay sir, thank you.
I will be sharing that on the WhatsApp group also. So in case you don't do that, I'll be doing that for you. Bolo Naman.
Sir, if first we refer from our normal page booklets and then we can refer from NCERT, or we can use them both. We can use both of the textbook at the same time.
Both you can use at the same time.
And also, sir, apart from chemistry, for other subjects also we can use NCERT, right?
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Raghav, I will be creating the group, so I myself will be present in that group. So that way you will get my number and all of that.
Hello, sir.
Bolo Abhimanyu.
Sir, I wanted to ask, sir, in JEE Advanced there are 2 papers, so it will be the best of 2, right, sir? Or
No. In JEE Advanced, it is a combined result of the 2 papers that happen on the same day. It is in JEE Mains that there are multiple times you can give the paper and then the best of it is counted. ठीक है. मीत, तुमको कुछ पूछना है? You had raised your hand. I think तुम्हारा पहले से raise था.
Yes, sir. No doubt.
Okay. Siddhant.
Sir, yes, sir. Can you please write your number on the screen so that
I will be sharing the WhatsApp group का link, तो उस पर आप automatically add up हो जाओगे.
Oh, okay. And also I had some doubt regarding that cathode tubes. Can I ask that?
हाँ बोलो.
सर जो वीडियो में था हमने पहले देखा कि पहले जो कैथोड रेस और एनोड रेस थे पहले वो दोनों डिस्टिंक्टली दिख रहे थे. उसके बाद जो मतलब उसके बाद आई थिंक सो कैथोड ने डोमिनेट व्हाट कैन आई से it might be wrong but it dominated the anode rays, the entire tube was seen then pink.
So what happened with the anode rays was because of the gas particles, but when we sucked out those gas particles, then it was cathode rays that were dominating.
Okay sir, understood. Yes.
Bolo Naman.
Sir, one more question of mine is that should I download NCERT textbooks 11 and 12 combined or only 11?
No, don't need to download any entire textbook right now. I will just ask you to download that particular chapter that you are discussing.
Okay.
Don't be in a rush to just accumulate all of information.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Bolo Harsh.
So will you be sharing any homeworks today?
More of a reading assignment rather than numerical assignment to begin with. Yes, I will be. Okay. Manav, bolo.
So could you briefly explain the cathode ray experiment?
So that is what I'm going to start with in the next class. But first, because you guys have studied it multiple times, so I would want you to go through a read of it and explore these videos and then come up with more and more questions from your side.
Fine, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. All right, guys, then. Thank you for being attentive and being so patient. I'll share the WhatsApp group, and on that group only I'll share the remaining of this information, the link and the NCRT, and then we'll meet up in the next lecture. Today's lecture, yes, I'm cutting it short a bit. Next lecture onwards, we will be resuming it. Okay. All right. Thank you guys. Take care.